I'm Jade Zoe, and this is Keys to the City. We're hitting the lively city of London to show you all the best sights, sounds and scenes, tapping some well-known locals to give us the lowdown on everything you need to know. Our first stop is BBC Radio 1 Extra Studios to link up with the iconic DJ Semtex, where he schools us on the spirit of the UK hip-hop scene.
I'd say 1Extra is the most important station for hip-hop in the UK. When I say hip-hop, I'm talking about US hip-hop, talking about UK rap. Grime is a separate thing, but grime came out of the pirate stations and 1Extra was there in the beginning. It helped legitimize the genre. As DJs on the station, we played a role in helping artists develop. Every DJ's done that on the station. Everyone's supported an act or acts. That's what we do, you know, every day. We play our part. Urban platforms like Grime Daily, Link Up TV, SBTV. I might have an artist on my show that might influence them to support an artist more or vice versa. But we're all in it for the same thing. We all want to see the artist achieve greatness. I'm just very honoured to be a part of it. I think what makes London so unique is the people. There's a lot of different experiences. There's a lot of different stories to be told. There's a lot of people that have gone through some shit. There's issues that don't really get addressed like they should. So it's down to the MCs and the rappers, the voice of the voiceless, to report on it and reflect that. And I think people relate to that. You know, the music that comes from the streets in the UK is real community music. It soothes, it heals, it lets people release. You know, and that's why people support the artists. London is a city where you can make anything happen. If you hustle hard, you can make your dreams a reality. I think that attracts the best creative talent. It magnetizes you to move down and make it happen. You need to be in London to amplify your craft.
Next we hit JD Sports on Oxford Street. We chat with Morgan Weeks, one of Britain's most influential sneakerheads, about London's connection to kicks.
It seems like there's a really big sneaker culture in London. Like, we're walking down the street and we can see kids wearing them, and even like grandparents, like everyone loves them. Why do you think that is?
It's hard to pinpoint it. We've got good brands here, so like Reebok's obviously like started in the UK, and New Balance has a manufacturer here as well. It's all tied into music, sport, obviously football's really big, and that's filtered down into the general public, and now everybody loves this sort of stuff.
What do you think is a couple of iconic sneakers to London? Easy,
straight away, Air Max 95. Yeah. Air Max is as big for London.
Do you think that there's a connection between the music and sneakers here?
Brands have shown a lot of love to artists over the years, and we've been really lucky that they've produced some amazing trainers. Dizzy Rascal, Air Max 90s, Rita Ora as well came from London. She went off and did loads of stuff with Adidas. Stormzy, Skepta, like we've got so much talent here. They all love shoes. There's some of like the craziest stuff. I mean, like, look at the Yeezy. I remember they had a queue in here for the last one, and I went all the way down the street. The ties between music and shoes in the UK is super strong.
Just going beyond sneakers as well, what do you think is different about London style?
You'll always see a lot of tracksuits out here, and that's just comfort. It used to be a taboo, and now it's just you can do whatever you want. But I think London's got this attitude to it that it's a melting pot. People just wear what they want to. It's all about being comfortable in what you wear. And when you're wearing something that you're comfortable in, then it sort of like exudes a confidence, and I think that's what London's about. I just want everybody to get the shoes that they can have, and I think stores like this, like with limited releases and enough pairs for everyone, I think that helps a lot.
Moving on, Lady Leshurr invites us over to her place in East London. We discuss the humble beginnings to her career and just how quickly everything changed for her after dropping Queen's Speech.
I moved to London just because I knew I had to. I was lying to my mum and saying, you know, I've got a studio booked here and I'm going to be here for the weekend, but I was actually just going to London, staying on someone's couch and going to studio and coming back on the train. Like, I'd take a little black suitcase, and one day I just took that black suitcase and I never came back. I'm from Birmingham, and London is the heart of music. Like, this is where everyone goes. You have to go. The whole of the Queen's Speech series, I've been down here.
That went viral, and people on the other side of the world knew the words to your tracks. Like, how did that feel?
It just didn't make no sense to me. 100,000 views in one day, one time, and I didn't speechless. That's what it was. I was Queen Speechless. That's what I call it, because after the views started going up, the phone calls started coming in, people were emailing me, Americans, what is going on? I don't understand. And then Samsung approached me. My career just took off from that advertisement. That was the first time that I knew, like, I'm definitely going to do this, and I don't see this as a hobby. This is what I want to actually do. And I've never been so sure about anything in my life.
Later, we take the tube over to Soho to check out Foot Patrol, one of the leading boutique trainer stores in London. We connect with Lotto Boyzz, a Birmingham duo on the rise, to do some sneaker shopping and talk about how they got their start.
Can you tell us a bit about Lotto Boyzz, the origin, your early life?
I realised when I turned like 14, 13, that music has a big influence on Birmingham kind of thing. And how fast it was growing in our little area, I was like, wow. Because we had different little groups doing their own thing. I was like, raw, I want to do that as well. So.
We both did music, we both used to rap. He was more grime, I was more rap. And then we both did our first project together in about, what year was that? Like 14, 13.
The name came about it being last of the true ones.
We started to shape properly, like in the last 2 years. I feel like music was our escape in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I think how far we've come is motivational in itself, so it's only pushing us to go harder in the end. So we're trying to take it as far as we can go with it, really.
Well, you guys performed at Carnival yesterday, so how was that?
Yeah, that was lit. It's good seeing the community being able to come together, like, but so much multicultural being around each other as well, and just seeing all communities come together for a couple of days of the year, it's lit.
Yeah, I realised that like everyone's just
good vibes. Caribbean is even more lit, so seeing it over here is good.
So while I've been here, I've noticed that from like kids to like grandparents, like all ages, they've like got sick trainers on their feet. Like, what do you think that is?
I think it's the kids under them that are saying, oh, I think you should get these. And they see them, like, my mum saw me some trainers over there and was like, ooh, I want some, I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's where it starts.
My brother loves buying my mum trainers for Christmas.
Yeah.
She's always like fresh jeans, like fresh for holidays. She saves me for it anyway.
Next, we visit electronic R&B artist Bonzai at her loft studio in Peckham to discuss everything she's inspired by.
I found the place like end of last year, and initially it was like a room downstairs that was going, and I went in and it was just like, oh, I don't know if this, it was like no windows, like kind of box. He was like, oh, there's this one upstairs if you want to have a look at it, and I like seen it and I was like, straight away I was just like, yeah, I really like this. Got this couch. Yeah, I just came and like spent like a lot of time here just to get used to it, like not even like doing music, just coming here and like reading or like watching stuff and listening to music and just like getting comfortable. Now it's really nice, yeah. Now I get in here and it's just like, it's just chill.
Can you tell us what it's like to perform to a crowd in London? What's the energy like?
I feel like, having done a few festivals this summer, I did like a European tour at the end of last year with Flume, so we got to see just how other crowds react. Here, people, I think because the music's way more like open-minded, I think, and like if I go over to America and play some like pretty tame shit, they're just like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's not that crazy, but it is that crazy apparently. So like the stuff that I have been doing is pretty crazy, so when I play here I think people get it. Like we were doing like Secret Garden Party and like it was at like 2 AM and everyone was fucked, so it was whatever I played, they were gonna be like, yes! I am working on new music. All the stuff I've done so far, do you know, that's the first music that I've released, do you know what I mean? Usually people would start doing that when they're like 15. I went to like go see Neo like pretty much all of last year whenever she was playing, and I go see her shows and just like sing along and just be like, oh, I want to sing. No, I don't do that. So there's a bit more of that. It's a bit less intense, a bit less going on production wise, and just like more about the songwriting.
How important do you think it is to collaborate with other artists?
It's nice to get other people's tastes, especially like, because I'm doing this project by myself, so it's kind of nice sometimes if there's someone you respect and like really like their sound to like work together, and you know, the stuff that they do is really cool.
Last up, we hit Hoxton Square in Shoreditch with presenter, DJ and model Snoochie Shy to talk about London's nightlife and how to keep your hustle on track.
How did you first get into DJing and presenting?
So I started presenting from styling, really. I was styling for Adidas magazine, and then a group of guys came up to me and they was like, oh, have you ever considered presenting before? And I was like, no, but I wanted to give it a go. So I started producing and presenting my own video content about like the UK music scene, and then from there MTV found me, so I went to MTV, and then I went to Vivo, and now I host the breakfast show on Radar Radio as well, which is pretty cool. And I've always been a chatterbox as well, so it's just been cool because I can just ask people questions and get to know their fun side. And I love music, and I love a lot of trap music as well, so it was just good to be able to play that kind of music out.
What qualities do you think you need to make it in London?
You need to be very dedicated, and you need to work hard, but also you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to be your own #1 fan as well. As long as you're believing in yourself and you keep it doing what you're doing, everything should be fine and work out. And also I think not comparing yourself to other people's like social media. Like I know sometimes as girls as well, especially, you might be going through social media and be like, oh, they're doing that. Not even in like a jealous way or anything, but you might just be like, oh, why aren't I doing that or something? But never get caught up in someone else's highlight reel. Focus on your own journey, because the more you look at other people's journey, it stops you from doing what you need to be doing to excel in.
How would you describe the nightlife in London?
Nightlife is sick. Like, I love going out in London. There's so many different venues as well. Like Visions is one of my favourites. I love that. It's on till like very late as well, so you can go there after another rave. You've got XOYO, Village Underground. Like Shoreditch especially is really good for raves. There's just so much going on, so many venues and so many cool nights that are put on. And London's got some really sick DJs as well. We've got some really sick grime nights that go on as well. The UK has so much good music. Not saying that in other countries they're not playing the UK music, but here we really do like appreciate our own sound, and we really do try and push it as much as we can. Definitely the UK music, like that's what you're going to find in the club.
After exploring the city, it's clear why so many people are drawn here. We'll leave it up to you to find out for yourself. In the meantime, hit subscribe now to make sure you don't miss out where we go next on Keys to the City.